Hello, creepy comic kids! This is your goofy goth guy Aiden, and today we are doing another update for Scapula, the greatest freak show of all. As you all know, the campaign is long over, so I no longer need to promote any link at the bottom of this video, or I can just link to whatever the hell I want, like this. I'll let you all decide for yourselves if that's real or not. So in today's big news, we are officially in production. The art has been finished, the book has been sent off to the printer to go for a long travel overseas, and hopefully you'll be back on this side of the Pacific without any delays. So most of you guys remember the campaign. We reached our goal and a little bit more than that. We went to 109%, which was very cool of you all. Now granted, a lot of that extra money was gobbled up by Kickstarter, but still it was such an incredible display of generosity that I've decided to give back to you all in the only way I know how. No, I'm keeping my toys. I'm giving you all more insane comics. So as you know, there's more in production than just the main book, Greatest Freak Show of All. There were 2 other digital books and a little printed zine that you're getting as well. All 3 of these are being increased in size as my way of saying thank you. Number 1, the Road to the Freak Show digital zine is being increased by 2 pages. What we are getting in those extra 2 pages is a brand new short comic called How to Be a Comic Artist. This is sort of Scapula related, sort of not, sort of related to me, sort of not, and it's also 100% insane. We are going to be seeing a behind-the-look scenes at how Scapula comics are made, and it is also completely bullshit. The only place you'll be able to see this comic is either on Patreon or by being a Kickstarter backer and getting the zine, which is exactly what you will be doing. Number 2, Scapula, the 15th anniversary reprint zine is being increased by 8 pages. I've talked before about the 2007 zine and how important that was and how you're all going to be seeing the very first Scapula story. Well, here's the weird thing about that. It wasn't the only first Scapula story. Is that confusing? It is. Back in 2007, while I was making the very first zine called He Who Fights and Runs Away, there was also another story that I was doing on the side. This was not a standard comic story. In fact, this was like a fully painted comic, which was mostly done to emulate artists like Baron Story, who taught me a lot and encouraged me and inspired me to take my comics as far as I could go with them. This very early story is called The Villain. Back in 2007, a lot of Scapula wasn't set in stone, such as the fact that it wasn't always intended to be just a comedy. I wasn't sure whether or not Scapula was going to work as a serious series, as a funny series. So just for the hell of it, I tried both, and this comic story was very different in tone. It's pretty dark, it's pretty moody, but a lot of those elements would eventually come to play into the series, which is why this story is, I believe, just as important as the other first Scapula comic that appeared at that time. Number 3, and this is a big deal, Scapula, the greatest freak show of all, is being increased by 4 extra pages. 4 pages doesn't sound like much, but it's a couple extra $100, and part of that is being paid for by the extra amount that you Kickstarter supplied, and part of it is coming out of my own pocket. Now, why are we going an extra 4 pages with this? Number 1, because I love you all, and you all mean so very much to me. Number 2, just because I want this book to be the very best it can be and have as much as I want in there, because this is really the last hurrah for Scapula, and I want this book to be really fantastic. Those 4 extra pages are going to be spent on a couple of things that are being added. A lot of the artwork is being beefed up and given some more room to breathe. I have really been challenging myself to make the art as spectacular as it can be, and I want this book to look fantastic. In the campaign, we had only had 1 stretch goal listed, and that was to increase the size of the book, and that was going to have a lot of bonus features, including deleted scenes. A lot of these deleted scenes were only in the pencil stages when I just realized that they weren't going to work, but 1 deleted scene was completed, inks, colors, dialogue, and all that stuff too, when I yanked it. That deleted scene is going to be reinserted into the book, because why the hell not? This deleted scene takes place during Chapter 1, and I know most of you have already seen Chapter 1 because I posted it online for free, but now you're going to see a little extra Chapter 1 once you get the book. It has some cameos by characters who don't feature in the rest of the book, but who will be familiar with longtime readers. For starters, you're going to see Mooney Meadows, Christy McGough, Margot Jagarundi, and a lot of other characters who I'm just going to leave it as a surprise for you all. And if more comics wasn't enough, guess what? You guys are getting even more stuff coming your way. We will be back after these messages.
Hello there. I've been meaning to come over and introduce myself. I'm Jane Brady.
You couldn't have picked a better time to be neighborly. I'm so discouraged about my wash. Yours looks so much brighter and cleaner than mine. How on earth do you do it?
Well, I had the same trouble before I found out about that wonderful new Fab. You know, Fab whitens and it washes and without bleaching. In fact, Fab gets my clothes whiter without bleaching than any other product I've ever heard of with bleach in the wash water.
I took Mrs. Brady's advice and this time used Fab. What a difference. Now my clothes are really white, a livelier white, and so clean. They smell fresh and sweet.
Who's your baby? Who's your baby? Oh, geez, get out of here. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed those commercials. And now let's talk about more rewards for you all. Now, for those of you who just got the book or the zine and the print, whatever, you can scurry along. A lot of this may not apply to you. This is for the people who got these specialty art rewards. First off, the caricatures. Now, this is going to be a lot of fun, and what I'm going to need from you if you did the caricature reward is, number one, a picture of yourself. This can just be a JPEG. It doesn't need to be super high res. As long as I can see what you look like and can draw you from that source, that's fine. And the other thing you're going to need for your caricature reward is to pick a theme. If you're a fan of Godzilla, we can work Godzilla in there. If you're a fan of Marvel, Star Wars, The Simpsons, we can come up with some pretty fun ideas. So I think you're going to enjoy. For those of you who chose the caricature reward, I will be reaching out to you through direct messages. You can also contact me through my website. Just go to the bio contact and shoot me an email, and we'll take it from there. The next reward over that is the commissions. Super simple stuff. You just send me a character that you want me to draw for you for a piece of original art that's going on Bristol and ink, black and white. If you want this character doing anything particular, kind of like with the caricatures, if you have an idea in mind, feel free to share it with me. Otherwise, I can just draw the character that you want just for you. Above that is the monster paintings. There's only a few people who leveled up this high. As I said in the campaign, you will be contacted in the order that you pledged. I will be showing you a gallery of paintings that are available. You just go ahead and choose one. And finally, the very utmost level, which is the original painting. Pretty much the same deal as the commissions. You choose a character, I will paint it for you, and then you get it. So, more art for you guys, more comics, more craziness, all of it because I have so very much to give to you. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Tune in for the next video when we're going to be having lots more fun, and stay spooky.